So, you just rolled ice and you want to know how to use it properly. Well, you clicked on the right video because I've been using ice since the release of Type Soul last summer. And it's a pretty good legendary in my opinion. So the gimmick of ice, if you don't know, is freezing people for around half a second. It doesn't seem like a long time, but that half a second can lead to some combos being true that usually aren't. Now, to go over the best build for ice. The best build for ice is 40 speed, 25 kendo. Anyone who's using 60 speed, they're just using it completely wrong. I would know, I've played ranked a lot and I've seen ice users 60 speed. I've also seen 50 kendo and 10 speed, but 40 speed and 25 kendo is the best because you get enough damage and you're fast enough. 60 speed, the reason that's bad is because ice does not do enough damage. It just really doesn't. And 50 kendo is pretty good because you have mortal ties, but you lack in speed, which you need for ice to combo. Even before you could pop 2 red pills back in the game first release, the best build for ice back then was 40 speed and 20 kendo. The 5 extra skill points made it so 40 and 25 is the best now. But even back then, going 20 kendo was super important just to get Rising Swallow and Bisection. These 2 abilities add a lot more damage onto your table. So it's very important for you to go a hybrid build of either 40 kendo, 20 speed, or 40 speed, 25 kendo. But this is currently the best build. If you want ice build, have ice, use 40 speed, 25 kendo. You won't regret it. It takes some learning curve, but after you learn it, you'll be pretty unbeatable. Especially with skill boxes, there are some really good skill box moves you can get with ice. You're guaranteed 1 speed skill box and 1 kendo because it is a hybrid build. So the ability you get for the skill box is a gamble. Best case scenarios would be Flash Fang or Ghost Cleave. I like Ghost Cleave more personally after repetitive use. It just flows better, it gives me more range and whatnot. Flash Fang is kind of iffy because the only way I could see you hitting it is if you carving and Flash Fang right after, which is pretty unreliable because hitting your carving is harder than it seems. For your kendo skill box, be best if you got Sonata Flow like me. Eviscerate also works, just hope and pray you don't get Crescent Relief. That move is trash, horrible, garbage. Blue pill if you get it, basically. Your build's ruined. Now onto some juicy points. Visored. Visored with ice is really good. It makes some combos basically true and makes them a lot more lenient. One combo example would be before to land your carving properly and to make Flash Fang true, you have to be carving and be right next to them to Flash Fang and make it true. But now you're carving from far and Flash Fang and that's completely true. They can't get out of it. So getting visored is really important. Once you pop the mask, it's basically over in a fight. The variant for visored shouldn't really matter too much because your Flash Fang range gets increased regardless. I do currently have the speed variant, which makes me flash step a lot sooner. So I could carving, Flash Fang, and then go again and Rising Swallow, but it's super fast as you can see. So it just depends on the variant. Healing variant's probably one of the best. Ray variant's really good as well. I got unlucky with speed variant, but I still make use of it. Now let's talk about some tips for ice. So Shatter is a really good move here. Builds a lot of posture damage, around 2 bars actually. So if they're holding block a lot on Shatter, they'll be building posture quite a lot, especially if their race doesn't have passive posture regen. Zaraki does, so someone using carving against me doesn't really matter. So mirror matches, I'm in pretty good shape. But you just want to be careful about that. Building a posture and then quickly following a move up is really good. You can also catch them off guard with Shatter sometimes. Another thing I like to do is if Shatter lands, I send on the floor right after. That's also true, but it just depends on the situation of your fight. And now, one of the best parts of ice is the counter mirror. Alright, so my friend's gonna use a move on me, so use pulse.
Okay.
I could just mirror that straight up. It's also really good for Stark Dogs or Miracle when they use your T move. Easy counters all the way around. Something you do gotta keep in mind if you're using the 40-25 build is that when you use mirror, your pressure shift does go on cooldown. They do share a global cooldown, but it is not the same the other way around. So if I use pressure shift right now, use another move on me, it's on cooldown. But as you can see, it messed up still, but it doesn't really matter. But my mirror is still not on cooldown, so I could still counter twice in a fight against a Hakuto user or any user basically. So when you're running 40-25, you want to make sure to prioritize using pressure shift over mirror, because if you blunder pressure shift, you can still use mirror afterwards, not the opposite. Because if you use mirror and land it, even if you miss it, your pressure shift will go on cooldown. I'm not sure why it's not the other way around, but that's just a little tidbit you have to keep in mind while using ice. Alright, so that's basically everything about ice. I might have missed one or two things, but I covered mainly everything that's important about ice. If you want to see a combo video, then make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Also, join my Discord server down below, because I will be streaming using this build in ranked tomorrow and whenever, usually every week I'll be streaming. Once or twice a week I'll be streaming playing rank with this exact same build. So if you want tips on ice or anything, drop down in my Discord and in my stream. I'll have 2 clips of my fights to show you guys how I use ice in 1v1s in ranked. So yeah, that's it for the video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like and sub, and yeah, hope you guys enjoy the rest of the clip.